If you can only exercise for 30 minutes a day, then it's critical that you do high value workouts. Whether you want to get strong, flexible, or fit, I put together 30-minute workouts for people that can train either 2, 3, 4, or 5 days a week that get incredible results. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. We are the fitness app that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance and not just body image. Hi, my name is Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and the Unify Movement System, where we've reinvented strength and flexibility. I've been a coach since 1998, and I've helped people from all over the world achieve their health and fitness goals. At the time of recording this video, I've been training for almost 27 years. I'm 44 years old now. I started Kung Fu and I did martial arts at the age of 17 for about 15 years. I was in the army as an infantry soldier for 4 years. I did a lot of training with our physical training officers in there. When I got out of the army, I started working with some exceptional coaches, people like Mackenzie. I've worked with Tony Boutagy, done a lot of his courses. My brother Yanni has worked with Charles Poliquin, and I've been fortunate enough to have that information passed on to me. I've read so many books. You can see a lot of them in my shelf there. I've been a personal trainer for 17 years. Currently, I do online coaching with Roye Gold. I've done coaching with Joachim Hilderson. I've done workshops with Ido Portal. I've done so much different stuff. It's great information. I've learned so much in my journey, and I've achieved some, great results with myself. But what's really lacking is, how do you put this all together for yourself, right? Like, how do you take all this knowledge that you get from going into these workshops and putting it into something that you can do in your day? Because I'm a coach, I'm fortunate enough to have had decades to be able to experiment on myself and with clients. And we've had a lot of clients that have come to us that can't train for an hour a day, and they can only train a couple of times a week. So we've had to boil this stuff down into what really works. So I want to share with you what's worked for me and what's worked for thousands of people that I've worked with over the last 2 decades. There's 5 key concepts to 30-minute workouts that I am going to share with you in this video. Number 1, some is always better than none. Number 2, using compound lifts for maximum results. Number 3, how to combine strength and flexibility into the same workout. Number 4, keeping it simple. And number 5, volume is king. If you've got any questions about any of this, please type them in the comments. I answer all comments on our channel. First, let's talk about some is better than none. People go into fitness and exercise, a program, whatever it is, with this all or nothing mentality. And it is by far the biggest killer of goals in the fitness space. Some is always better than none. So if you're going with this all or nothing mentality, where you think, I'm going to do 60-minute workouts 3 days a week, and then I'm going to run on the days that I'm not going to the gym, and I'm going to prepare all my own meals and all this stuff, and then you can't maintain that, what most people do is they just stop doing any of it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, because I guarantee you, consistent 30-minute workouts in the gym, whether you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 of those a week, if you do it consistently, it will beat the person that does sporadic 60-minute workouts any time. If you're doing 60-minute balls to the wall workouts, but you're doing like 3 one week and 2 the next week, and then you don't train for 2 weeks, and then you do 4 to try and make up from it, that person will always lose over a 6 or 12 month period for somebody who's consistent doing 30-minute workouts. Okay, the next concept I want to talk about is volume is king. This is critical. This is where so many people get it wrong. There's a certain amount of volume that's required for either a strength, flexibility, or a fitness adaptation that a lot of people really throw out the window, where they do these 30-minute sort of WOD style workouts where they're just throwing exercises together, and it's really just about getting their heart rate up, moving some weights around, doing some kettlebell swings, box jumps, whatever it is. If you only have 30 minutes to do a workout, you want to make sure that that 30 minutes delivers a serious result. And this is how you do that. There's strength and conditioning principles that have stood the test of time that you do not want to throw out the window when you're doing your 30-minute workouts. So we want to start with a really efficient 10-minute warm-up, and the 10-minute warm-up is all about, high intensity cardio for 60 seconds, get the blood flowing, some body positioning drills, general mobility, so that it gets your body ready for the workout, but in and of itself is a very valuable 10 minutes of your time. You don't want to go more than 10 minutes. So then you've got 20 minutes left to do your strength and flexibility training, and you can absolutely get this done as long as you keep it simple. And the way we do that is with only 2 strength movements using compound lifts, a push-pull. So for example, if you're doing an upper body workout and you're doing bench press, you also do bent over row, and those are the only two exercises that you would do. Why? Because volume is king. There's so much good research, not just in literature, but also subjectively through coaches, through what I've done in the gym with my clients, with myself for decades, that's really shown that you're gonna get a better result if you do 4 or 5 sets of just 2 really high impact exercises than if you try and do a crazy circuit where you're just trying to fit in as much as you can. There's many reasons for this, but one of them is because recovery ensures that you can still lift maximally each time. So if you're just doing bench press and bent over row, and let's say you do 4 or 5 minute rounds, so you do a set of bench press, you get your set of 8 to 10 reps done in about 40 seconds, something like that, and then you rest a little bit, and then you do your bent over row, and then you go back to your bench press. By the time you get back to the bench, you've had 3 or 4 minutes rest, and that's plenty of time to be able to produce a really maximal effort. So that's the first thing. But the second thing to this volume, and it ties into the next point, strength and flexibility in the same workout, is what you can actually do. You can do lower body flexibility when you're doing your upper body strength training. So in between the rest of the bench press and the bent over row, you can do lower body flexibility for your hamstrings and your hip flexors or your adductors or whatever you want to work on. And I'll show you in a little bit in this video how we do that or how I get it done. And so what you can do there is you can have one 5-minute round that is very high impact, that takes care of 2 fundamental strength training movements and also 2 fundamental flexibility movements. And that is how you get the volume that you need in order to build muscle, burn fat, and also get really strong and flexible. So how do you make this work if you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week to train? So at the most, we'll start at the bottom. If you've only got 2 days a week to train, you'd want to do 1 upper body strength day, 1 lower body strength day. So the way I would do that is most people that I've worked with are weaker in the vertical push-pull, so a shoulder press and a pull-up. So I'd be doing shoulder press and pull-up for your primary strength exercises on day 1, and you do lower body flexibility with that day. So again, you'll just choose 2 of the movements in your lower body that you're the tightest on, the tightest area, so hamstrings, hip flexors, whatever it is you want to do, and that would be your workout 1. So there's 30 minutes, and you're doing your 4 or 5 rounds of pull-ups and shoulder press, so more than enough volume to see some significant gains. Then in the second workout, you flip it around. So you do squats as your primary movement, so squat and calf raise or squat and hamstring curl. Hamstring's not the best exercise to pair with squats because a hamstring is one of the prime movers in a squat. It is still a big part of the squat. So squat and calves are a better pairing of exercises. And then you do upper body flexibility. So you can work on shoulder flexion and shoulder extension, or internal and external rotation of the shoulder. Okay, so that would be a 2-day-a-week split. If you want to do 3 days a week, all you do is choose whether you want an upper body focus or a lower body focus. So if you want to have an upper body focus, if you're somebody that's more concerned about building an upper body physique, then you add a second upper body bent arm strength day. So in the example I gave before, what you do now on your 3rd day is you do horizontal push-pull. So we've already done vertical push-pull. So now you'll do bench press and bent over row, or push-ups and ring row, calisthenics versions, yeah? With more lower body flexibility. And if you want a lower body focused training split, you're going to do 3 days a week, you'd add a deadlifting day. So now you're doing squats day 1, you're doing bent arm strength day 2, and then you're doing deadlift day 3. Why do I prioritize squats over deadlifts? And the main reason is because a squat is a bigger bang for your buck body when you're talking about everything that it does. Because a squat develops exceptional flexibility in the ankles, knees, and hips. A deadlift doesn't do the same thing. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to argue that a deadlift is a better strength movement, and I won't really enter into that debate because it is undeniable that a squat is better for flexibility development. And if you only got 2 days a week, I would rather be doing something that's still going to train all the same muscles that a deadlift does, but that's also going to develop flexibility. So that's why I do that. So then we move to the 4-day training split, and 4 days really easy. You're just going to add the extra day that you won't do in there. So I would recommend for most people that in this split that you do 2 days of the upper body strength with lower body flexibility, and then you do 2 days of lower body strength with upper body flexibility. In rare cases, sometimes we get people who really want to focus on a booty building program. They want to, much more focus on their lower body, on their glutes, their booty. And in that case, you could do 3 lower body days. So you do your squat day for day 1, you do your bent arm strength day for day 2, you do your deadlift day for day 3, and then for day 4, you can do a hip thrust day where you're doing hip thrust movements for the glutes. and you'd pair that with adduction work, so you're training the adductors, so glutes and adductors on that day, and more upper body flexibility. So there's your 4-day split for either an upper body focus or for more of a lower body focus. So if you want to do 5 days a week, the way that I do it is we do the 2 bent arm strength days, the 2 lower body days, so the squat and the deadlift, and then we have a choice for that 5th day. There's either one of 2 choices. People either choose a straight arm scapular strength day if they want to do more calisthenics work, so straight arm strength, or a athletic strength development day where they do that hip thrust day. And that is how you can get incredible results with only doing 30-minute workouts. And I honestly mean this. If you do this 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, whatever it is that you want to do, if you stick to it, you will get better results than doing sporadic, longer, higher intensity workouts every time. Consistency and frequency is king. And there are so many people these days that cannot get to the gym for longer than 30 minutes. It's just the way that we live right now. Don't let that be a reason why you cannot train. And of course we do home workouts as well. So you can do home workouts or at the gym. If you want to know how we do it, you can check out my Unity Gym app. So just have a look up there. You can click it out, click there and to learn more. And we do home workouts and gym workouts, and we basically teach people how to customize a program using exactly the principles that I've just taught you here, but you'll just be able to see exactly how we do it because we've got follow-along workouts. We use periodization, so you get new programs every 4 weeks. Exercise alternatives, so you can choose different exercises. It's all there for you. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit me up with any questions that you have. I'll see you in the next video.